Got the ball out quick.
What do you think we'll see in the second half?
Well, I think we'll see more of the same from that Utah State offense. I thought Chucky Keaton was terrific, and that offensive line did a nice job of protection. And then I think for Southern Utah, I think early they're going to give Brad Sorensen more opportunities to try to take shots down the field.
Short kickoff from the 1. Pick there at the 20. So I thought we'd see a few more touchbacks, especially because you get the ball out to the 25. Really, that hasn't been the case.
I think a lot of the pundits have said that a lot more of the high kick, because there's an opportunity to back up your opponent inside the 20 with that higher kick, and maybe that's what we're seeing here. But again, the kick team only has a 5-yard head start as well. They have only 5 yards to run before they don't get that running start. So let's see if Keaton and this offense can continue the torrid pace they set in the first quarter.
Scored on their first 3 possessions. We started off with a pass. Bobbled and caught. Mills and company. Bringing down Reynolds with his 3rd catch.
Nice job by Mills. He was able to shrug off the block from Cameron Webb and forced the play back inside. So nice job by that Southern Utah defense on that play.
Utah lost a really good corner last year, Deion Turner, who was just cut, I think, on Monday by the Packers. Those big play corners, so unproven on the edge. Speaking of SMU, guys like Matt Austin that have been around a while, taking advantage, working on LaShawn Sims, the freshman. You know, Austin's been fantastic. What you'd expect here in this first game.
Just as advertised. Came in with 34 catches a year ago, 6 touchdowns, everything in his hands. One of the things I like most about Matt Austin, given his 6th year of eligibility this year by the NCAA, and loving every minute of it. He expects to be targeted 8 to 10, 12 times a game. Right now, 3 catches. Make it 4.
Number 4 for 4. Good pickup on first down.
Coach Matt Wells told us they have a full package in the playbook for Matt Austin. And we're seeing some of that right now. Sort of the quick hitch on that one. We saw the out route the play before. We saw the post route for the touchdown. We saw the fade route. So 4 different ways to get the ball to Matt Austin.
That's a good point. Goes out for this play. Williams active in that first half. Got breakaway speed, showing him he's got some power. Ran out of a couple of would-be tacklers.
I think maybe coming back though, Michael.
Is out. Maybe he got some help.
PA announcer got a little bit anxious there, saying it's another Aggie first down, had to stop himself. I think the Southern Utah fans finished his sentence by saying, another holding penalty.
What do you think about the penalties first game? Not bad.
Utah State in the first half, 4 for 39, only 2 for 10 for Southern Utah. And Matt Wells told us, we want to play clean. And part of playing clean is eliminating penalties. I think they've done a nice job.
On special teams.
And they've done a nice job with the false starts or the motion or the illegal formation penalties. There's been a couple of holding penalties that set them back. And the intentional grounding, as you recall, in the first half. But no real false starts, illegal motion kinds of penalties.
Jacobs is the motion man. Goes that way. The defender slips. Able to bring Chuck Jacobs down at the 44.
Dangerous throw this time by Keaton, and Jacobs knew it. He knew he was running into a squatting corner, but he was able to still make the catch. Watch this. Right there, he knew the corner was coming off, and he was able to clutch the football and protect himself. Nice job by Jacobs. Boy, he looks solid after a year in this program. Terrific in the kicking game and also catching the football.
Deep ball to Austin, and he makes the catch. Over the freshman LaShawn Sims. Read that beautifully and has an explosive play for this Utah State offense.
So one of the adjustments in the first half was we only targeted Matt Austin 2 times in the first half, 3 times on this drive, and again letting him make a play using that big 6'2" frame over Sims in the red zone.
Hill, one rushing touchdown. Oh, if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Big Cody Larson. Here's that play again. The fade route, just a go route down the sideline, and then let your guy come up and make a play. I think Sims wanted a pass interference penalty. Thought Austin may have pushed him off with that left hand, but again, going up and catching it with his hands.
I think Austin certainly read it better in the air than Sims. It looked like Sims was in position to make the play. Instead, Austin makes the catch.
Funny, on the previous play, Cody Larson coming up saying, hey, my brother just held me.
Hill again. He's got another rushing touchdown, his second.
So just like they did in the first half on their opening possession, right down the field, this time a little bit more mixed with Matt Austin in the equation. But Joe Hill, wow. How about that young man? He had 3 carries for 43 in the first half, and now his second rushing touchdown of this ball game. Kerwin Williams is over on the sideline saying, hey, what about me? I want to get in the end zone. But Joe Hill, I think they may have found their backup running back.
19-yard rushing touchdown, the second by Hill. Extra points is good. So a nice beginning to the third quarter for Utah State. They target their big play wide receiver, Matt Austin, who says, keep it coming. I can catch more balls. And it ends up with a Joe Hill touchdown. 28-3 Aggies. Utah State with the lead. Let me ask you a fashion question, Kevin. Your take on Utah State's uniforms?
Other than early on with the sun shining, it was a little bit difficult to read the numbers. I like it. I like the combination, the blue on blue with the gray numbers, white trim on the helmet and on the pant. Nike obviously coming through with, what did I read, 18 different uniform combinations? Outstanding.
2 helmets, 3 jerseys, multiple pants as well. Thought we might see the gray uniform tops. Instead it's the all blue. So Will Davis got his wish. He says we look savage in these. There's CJ with the return up to about the 12-yard line. And disaster written all over it. CJ Morgan, the transfer from Wyoming. And now Brad Sorensen out to quarterback this offense. Salt Lake Express scoring drive, 8 plays, 77 yards, 307. The 19-yard touchdown run by Hill. But the balance, we keep on kind of talking about this off-air in between breaks. Coach Wells is calling a heck of a game.
Absolutely. The balance, and this time targeting Matt Austin 3 different times in 3 different route combinations. And then featuring Kerwin Williams and then Joe Hill finishing off the drive. The catch by Jacobs. I mean, a terrific mix of run-pass on that possession.
T-Birds up against it here. This is Crawford Miles with the carry. Interesting story. Another converted cornerback, this time as a running back.
Late flag, Michael came in. Late hit. Got to keep it clean. McMillan, the guilty party. Middle linebacker filling the shoes of departed Bobby Wagner. Guilty of the infraction. He raised his hand and said, I'm not sure what I did there. But it must have been either something he said or something late on the pile. Give Southern Utah the first down.
So Miles Crawford Harris, he's one of those guys. See the penalty situation too for SUU, 6'4", Utah State. One of those guys just had a hard time breaking through. He's got terrific speed, but sometimes banged up, a hamstring, or just doesn't show during the game. So they're hoping to get a better performance from him here tonight. Sorensen down the field. He's got Morgan out there. Incomplete. Sorensen overshot him. 2 Aggies right there defensively. Lawson being one of them.
Lawson comes up a little bit gimpy, maybe a cramp here. Excellent play design that time by Southern Utah. The play pass from Sorensen, and he had him. Morgan had a step, as did Griff McNabb down the center of the field. Excellent play protection, play action pass, and they had Utah State right where they wanted him, just a little bit overthrown to Morgan. But I do like the design. And I like the Southern Utah taking a shot down the field. Try to loosen up that Aggie secondary just a little bit.
They've done that on one other occasion. They're able to draw a pass interference call to draw to Wilson up to the 34. Seen a lot of Wilson in this first game.
Didn't expect that. I thought we'd see a little bit more of Hannah Brown, but they've mixed it up in the running game with just a little bit. Like the play by Zach Vigil here, coming up from his linebacker spot and taking the legs out from Wilson, flying to the football. Utah State playing a lot of people here in this first game.
Brown 8 carries, 21 yards. Wilson 5 for 12. 3rd and 7 for Southern Utah. Trailing 28-3. Again, they're going to take a shot to Morgan. Able to hang on this time. Penalty marker is down. The catch made all the way to about the 36-yard line. See what the call is going to be. Sorensen says it's against Utah State.
Working against Alston, who just came in the ball game. Good recognition by Southern Utah. Recognize you got a second team guy in there. Lawson had just gone out of the game with a cramp. And Morgan shows good hands and great speed. And credit Sorensen with putting it right there to the outside. I mean, that is an excellent football from your quarterback.
That's why the scouts are here. That's why they went to Cedar City to look at him. It's because of that placement right there.
And look at the hands there by Morgan. Excellent catch. Southern Utah with a good response here in this drive.
Pressure coming by Alston. Sorensen doesn't see him. Shrugs off a 1, and then finally brought down at the 49-yard line. So Utah State able to get him. But you see that size of Sorensen not going down on that first contact.
Terrence Alston on the corner blitz. Sorensen never really felt him or saw him, but able to shrug it off. There's that Roethlisberger-like escapability, but then just too much pressure from the front side. So credit Alston on the sack. See Sorensen here. There he's at the last minute, saw him able to shrug just a little bit. That's what the coaches from Utah State were afraid of, is his ability to escape inside the pocket and extend plays.
2nd and 20 after the sack. Again, bringing pressure, drops it off. There's Brown. Penalty marker's down. Brown down at about the 42. But there's a penalty marker.
Now all of a sudden, Utah State defensive coordinator Dave Aranda starting to dial up pressure.
Opening up the gates and turning the dogs loose.
And that pressure leads to a holding penalty against Southern Utah. Hannah Brown trying to protect his quarterback. I like the design here. Anticipating pressure, throwing the screen to Brown. I'm sorry, Brown was the receiver on that particular play. So I like the call of throwing a little slip screen against that defensive pressure. But now 2 plays in a row coming off of the edge with secondary members, this time Willie Davis coming from his safety position.
Gary Anderson, the one-time head coach of Southern Utah back in 2003. Went 4 and 7. People love the direction the program was going in, but too enticing to head back to Utah as it's caught by Moala. Nearly back to the original line of scrimmage at the 40-yard line. He said really that the tipping point is when the powers that be at Southern Utah said, we're going to keep that staff in place at SMU so they'll all have jobs and we'll bump up their salaries. That made me feel better about leaving SMU because that was really a good time in his life.
Terrific coach. 2 really good coaches in this game. Utah State calling the timeout here.
8:45 left in this 3rd quarter. Utah State scoring on their first possession. SU trying to score on theirs. Back after this. Running out of time, it's caught, but shy of a first down. Might be 4-down territory. It's about maybe 3 yards short. This is Moala again with another catch. Sorensen and Moala, you can see that's going to be a really big combination for SUU once they get to Big Sky action.
And absolutely the philosophy for Ed Lamb inside the 40. 4th and under 5 yards to go. We're going to go for it here. And down 28-3, really nothing to lose.
The last time they were in this situation, they went deep, got the penalty. Now they're in the I formation, more of a running formation. They do toss it that way to Brown. He's going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage, and the Aggies are able to hold on defense.
Zach Vigil in there again. But this play was really doomed from the outset as Sorensen fumbled the snap. Threw off all the timing. Really got nothing going. Allowed the Aggie defense to penetrate. A curious call there, I believe, on 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. Really have not consistently been able to gain chunks of yardage in the running game. Sort of a curious call. I
thought they'd be more aggressive with Sorensen. And
put the ball in the hands of your best player and let him make a play.
So a turnover on downs, and Utah State with possession at the 32. Shotgun for Keaton. Boy, nice read there. Did not give it to the back, who would have got crushed. And picks up a couple.
He got crushed.
Yeah, he did. So maybe that wasn't a good decision. Maybe
Joe Hill saying, no, that was a terrible decision.
I thought he did a nice job reading that edge, because the edge would have got there at the same time the ball did.
Absolutely. Keaton did make the right read. He saw the defensive end crashing in on Joe Hill and cut it up inside, but then he also took a big hit.
2nd and 7, all day to pass. Caught underneath. Bartlett again, the tight end, 6'2", 248. Good to see him. He's battled the injury bug his entire Aggie career. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Be a big part of this game. Chucky was hit, able to get it to Hill. Good pickup on 1st down to the 45.
First time we've really seen the option fully carried out. We've seen it attempted one other play. But again, the diversity in this offense is terrific. And what do you think about the accuracy of Chucky Keaton? The velocity and the accuracy, a little different than a year ago, as he's bulked up a little bit this year. Better in his mechanics and better in his delivery.
Yeah, the whack better serve notice. He looks terrific so far. Dances his way, drops it off to Hill. Hill's going to have a 1st down, still going. Down to the 28-yard line.
And then he gives you that, the escapability, the feet, the ability to extend plays. And then a nice touch pass this time to Joe Hill. Look at that, bought some time, got to the outside, and then just dumped it off. Nice soft little throw to Joe Hill and allowed Joe Hill to make a play. Joe Hill showing some things here tonight as well.
Hill's had a very nice game, a couple of rushing touchdowns. He's playing the passing game there, gets it again. Brought down by Trevor McFalls. A Juan Diego soaring eagle. There are a lot of Juan Diego players for both squads. You mentioned Utah State has 55 players from Utah. SU has 45 players from the state of Utah. See what Chucky's done, 18 of 20, 265, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers.
And he was good at that a year ago.
Fantastic.
Only 2 interceptions all of last year. Knows how to protect the football.
Here's Hill. He's brought down by Sims, but he gets in that 2nd level, and he's going to have another Utah State 1st down.
And now Utah State right back on the football. Attack inside the red zone. Going to get a quick snap here. Look for Joe Hill to get another carry.
Offset eye. There is, as you predicted, but a penalty marker coming out. Typically, it's a hold when it's in this area.
Brad Tyre, the tight end, this time blocking down, may have been guilty of the holding infraction. Looked like he was just collapsing that defensive front. May have got his hands out. That's the all-conference performer, Tyler Larson. And that may have been his brother that has been talking to the officials saying, hey, little brother's cheating. He's not playing fair. He wants the first at the dinner table after the game, and he's holding me.
What a thrill for that family, though.
Absolutely.
To be able to watch their 2 sons compete against each other, but that's good stuff. Hopefully we'll get something from the parents in a little bit.
Yeah, Cody told me yesterday that Mom was really, really nervous about this game. Didn't know how to cheer, didn't know what to do. Was so nervous about it.
One play, Robert Marshall, the sophomore from Dallas, gets the carry. 6'1", 231. Played in all 13 games last year, 13 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
Made up a little bit in fall camp, but came out this last week, was able to solidify that third team tailback role. Now all of the running backs have been able to carry the ball here tonight.
Austin's at the bottom of the formation on a 2nd and 17. Keaton has time, goes underneath. This is Keegan Anderson, another soaring eagle. Of course, Gary's son. Nice play.
Give that offensive line credit. All day to throw for Keaton. He's taken 1 or 2 hits is all in the passing game, a couple in the running game, but standing tall, allowing Anderson to clear the entire formation from right to left, and then a nifty move, stepping over the top of that tackle from Mills. Mills sort of ducked his head. Anderson read it, got it down to almost first down territory inside the 10.
3rd and 1, offset eye. Keaton, the fade. And it's caught. No. Did not stay in bounds. So they try to go fade with Austin, and you're going to see that a lot this year, I would imagine. They say he caught it, but he didn't get the foot in bounds.
Now on 4th and 1, Utah State right back in the line of scrimmage saying, we knew we were in 4-down territory here, so let's take a shot at the end zone for Austin. Up high, foot out of bounds. Good call.
Officials on top of it.
Everything in his hands, though. Strong hands.
Pick it up via the run. Ooh, I don't think so. And it will be shy of a first down. So Southern Utah getting a stop. Turnover on downs.
Defensive coordinator Justin Anna fired up.
He's done a marvelous job with Southern Utah. I think a couple of years back, it was Coach Lamb who was calling the defense. He kind of turned that over to Anna, and that defense has responded. 4:17 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Aggies on top of Southern Utah, 28-3.
Hey guys, I'm here in what you'd call the section 58 squares. I've got red and I've got blue. This is the parents of Cody Larson and Tyler Larson, the center and the nose guard. I talked to Tyler earlier this week and he said, you know, I've never gone up against him directly because we're always on the same side of the ball. First of all, how was this week?
I've actually felt sick to my stomach. I've called my boys every single day just to make sure they were okay.
Earlier you said you're cheering for USU or SUU, and you said, hey, USU's holding every time. I think that was Tyler holding Cody.
You were wrong call, bad call.
And then what's this conversation going to be like Sunday when you guys get down to the dinner table? How's this going to go? How are these guys going to handle it?
They'll handle it well. They'll be ready to go for the next game. They've been looking forward to this. It's been fun to watch. It was a lot harder than I thought it was.
Well, I want to know who made the shirts. These are fantastic. They're all around us here in this section.
Yeah, they're all good. We bought some nice t-shirts and put rubber bands on them. And she did the work, and Carly, our daughter, did the work. And did that.
So right there on the back of the shirt it says all for the Larson brothers. I'll tell you what, guys, these are pretty good seats. I think I'm going to stay right here in 58 for a little while. Guys, back up to you.
I'm sure it was easier when they were both teammates at Jordan High School for those great offensive lines and D lines for the Beat Diggers, but what a thrill for that family, the Larson family. Here's Wilson, picks up a couple.
Had a chance to talk to that young man, another Snow College kid, now in his 2nd year here in the Utah State program, voted a team captain, and taking much more of a leadership role here for this Aggie defense.
Matured a little bit over the years as well.
Absolutely, and more vocal.
Again, he's one of those, tweener NFL guys Coach Anderson was telling me about.
Going back to the Larsons, had a chance to talk to Cody yesterday. Said the first thing he was going to tell Tyler is, man, you look like you're 350 pounds on TV. You need to stop eating so much.
The 3rd and 6. Nice pass breakup. I think it was Alston. Robertson changed his jersey number.
He was the one that was flagged in the first half on the pass interference, but this time tight coverage on Moala.
Able to knock it away here at the last second.
Great effort by Moala trying to go up and get it. Credit Robertson for breaking it up. Has to be a fun atmosphere for the Larsons to get those boys together.
Our catch made at about the 47-yard line. So the Aggies, they're over on downs that last possession, but they'll have a great drive start. 2:55 left to play here in this third quarter. Really controlled things in the second half, typically. Southern Utah competitive in that first half, and the Aggies kind of take away in the second half. But it's been a pretty good show for Utah State from start to finish.
Definitely on both sides of the football. I thought we would see a little bit more offense out of Southern Utah, but maybe this Utah State defense much improved under new defensive coordinator Dave Aranda.
The moves here by Jacobs of the 44-yard line.
I want you to watch Matt Austin on this play as well. And he's a senior. Your go-to guy as a receiver, but he's the guy out in front. Watch him lead this play. If you can, right there, making the blow. Well, he may have gotten away with something there, but he kept his feet moving and moved Sims down the field a good 6 or 8 yards on that play.
I correct myself, that was Natson with the reception. Here's Hill. The tackle gets a first down. 38-yard line.
Really haven't seen Kerwin Williams here in the second half. Maybe a couple of snaps in that opening possession, but it's been really Joe Hill with the bulk of the carries here. I don't know if there's something wrong, injury, or if they're just trying to preserve him a little bit for next week and beyond.
Williams, 15 carries, 63 yards. Hill, 10 carries, 83 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Pass to Van Leeuwen. And Van Leeuwen, nice pickup to the 30. Travis Van Leeuwen, the junior out of Provo, went to Temple High School. Last year, 15 catches, 214 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
It's got to be at least 7 different receivers that have caught balls now for Utah State here in this ball game.
And the tempo here, no huddle, with 1.5 to play in the third. Heaton down the middle, and it's intercepted by Cullett. So trying to go down the middle, and it was picked off by the junior from Moore Park, California, Tommy Cullett.
He was looking for Joe Hill on a little wheel route to start this play. Came off to Austin, who was coming on a post route, 2 deep zone for Southern Utah. Came across the middle late. Looking outside the hill, came back late across the middle, out a little bit too far in front of Austin. Collette right there. First turnover of the season for Utah State offense. First takeaway for Southern Utah on defense.
Tommy's the most experienced secondary player that they have. He's crucial here tonight with the communication. One of the things Coach Landry is concerned about is can we communicate on the field. Sorensen's pass, he had him over through McNabb. It's kind of an easy thing to do. McNabb, not that big. 5'7", 145, but that had the makings of a huge play.
This is one that Sorensen would like to have back because that one had big play. Again, a great design off the play fake. Out of the slot, coming across the formation was McNabb. Had beaten McKay Brady. But Sorensen over the top. Not quite on target. Now 9 of 22 for 100 yards in this ballgame. Thought we'd see a little bit more.
There's Wilson. Just nowhere to go up that middle. And defensive line, as you mentioned, seen a lot of bodies. They've done very well against the run.
Absolutely. B.J. Larson, one of those big guys up front. And you've talked about it, Gary Anderson, a little bit nervous about that defensive front, how they perform. Larson, the first one in there. It'll help from his friends. running to the football, which the defensive coaches absolutely love, getting 8, 9, and 11 guys around the football to finish off a tackle.
Sorensen's going to call a timeout. The play clock is down to about 3 seconds. You see the total yards. Utah State overwhelming Southern Utah right now, 461 to 151.
But on the previous 2 possessions, a 4th down stop and then an interception inside the red zone, able to push Utah State back, or this may be really, really out of hand.
One thing we haven't seen from the defense is creating a turnover. They didn't get a turnover on downs, but in terms of an interception or a fumble, that we haven't seen, and that's supposed to be the big change from last year to this year. And they worked on camp and 48 takeaways.
Yeah, Coach Dave Aranda told us 48 takeaways. They chart that all throughout fall camp in practice and in scrimmages. The defense, ball hawking nature that they've been taught. Al Lapuahu told me that the technique that Coach Dave Aranda has brought to this defense is where the difference is. They've got the athletes to make the plays. It's really then taking those opportunities to make a play and then putting in packages. He told us there's a package for Kyler Fackrell. There's a package for Will Davis. There's a package for several of these defensive players to make plays.
Pressure coming. Sorensen just throwing at the feet of his intended receiver. And I think that was just an offensive lineman out there. It wasn't a receiver.
Had the screen set up. But was he in the end zone on this play? If he's in the end zone, that's a safety. That's what they're talking about right now is he in the end zone when he intentionally grounds his football? Trying to set up the screen. And now they're going to pick it up. Certainly was a receiver there in the area.
Crawford Harris, they were trying to set up the screen to him. Got lost, that congestion up the middle. The herd doesn't like it, of course. But that was intriguing. Yeah, maybe it would be a safety if that was.
I think that was the discussion.
Intentional grounding.
Was there a receiver in the area? And secondarily, if there was not, was he in the end zone? The decision was he had a receiver there.
Coach Land was actually a linebacker at BYU. His playing days. The ball is loose. And Utah State somehow able to recover at the 40. Whew. Second fumble on special teams. They've been able to get both of them, though.
Fortunate.
Frankie Sutera, another Juan Diego soaring eagle.
And give him credit. Give him credit for seeing the football on the turf. Jacobs got to come up and make that catch or get away. Short hopped him into his shin. And Sutera right there recognized it. Was able to get on the football. Fortunate for Utah State. Not as clean here in the third quarter for this Aggie offense.
Kerwin Williams, Kevin, back into the ball game. Flanking Chucky Keaton. Fake it. Nice hands catch by Williams. Unable to keep his feet, though. The pickup on first down is. That's how the third quarter comes to an end. So Utah State able to tack on a touchdown and now lead the T-Birds by 25. When you come back, fourth quarter action between Southern Utah and Utah State. Aggies in control 28-3.